My name is Chad Atkinson. I'm from Los Angeles, California. I love living on the Gold Coast. I'm a special effects makeup artist, props maker, specialty costume maker. I've been doing this for 25 years now. I started my career in 1996. My first film was Starship Troopers. Going backwards, originally from a small town outside of Detroit called St. John's. And after high school, I went to a private art college called Kendall. I was learning how to be an illustration major. And while I was there, I realized that it sort of wasn't a career choice for me. It wasn't much available for work. I found an ad in a horror magazine called Fangoria that said that there was a school in Pittsburgh, home of Tom Savini and George Romero and Greg Nicotero, that taught special effects makeup. And so I transferred out of a school that I was doing pretty well in to the unknown of learning how to do special effects because I wanted to do that for a living. I wanted to be a special effects artist in films, but it was a long ways away from my little hometown and from Pittsburgh to Los Angeles, Hollywood. So I called up the school and saw what sort of program they had, and they had a real sort of basic remedial course in how to do, prosthetics, makeup, and how to make props, and lots of different sort of things like stop motion animation and some other areas, and taught by industry professionals too, so that was really handy. Jerry Gergley was the makeup trainer for that, and Tom Sullivan from Evil Dead, and Rick Catazone, also an animator. So some really notable industry trainers there. I did pretty well while I was at that school, and moved to California literally 2 weeks after I graduated, and moved 2.5 hours south of Hollywood because looking at a map, we sort of missed the mark of where Los Angeles really was versus this atlas thing that we looked at. But that was okay. So we had no beds, we had no entertainment, no TV, and just read the newspaper and sent CVs, literally hundreds of CVs to all of the production houses and special effects houses around town, Rick Baker's and Stan Winston's and everyone. And sort of a long story short, sent that many CVs and resumes out. One finally came back to me, and it was a call from Sony Pictures Studios, and they said, would you mind coming to the studios to be a PA for the picture that we have up here? You'll be helping Amalgamated Dynamics, Oscar-winning special effects house, Alien films and Predator. They have a massive resume of just wonderful special effects films. I knew who they were, obviously, and they allowed me to be a PA to assist them. So I did that. And it was a wonderful opportunity. And the film was Starship Troopers. Paul Verhoeven was the director, and the special effects supervisor, VFX supervisor, was Phil Tippett, and I got to meet him, and that was just a dream come true as it is. So he had RoboCop and Star Wars alumni and the ADI guys, and it was just it was, how good could it get for the first film? So notable one. A lot of people enjoy that one. I still like it because it's my first. And then did Alien Resurrection with them, and then went on to other effects houses in Los Angeles. Worked for K&B for 10 years. Had a great run with them. We did Kill Bill. We did a bunch of Tarantino films and Rodriguez films. We won the Oscar for Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe, The Chronicles of Narnia. So did all 3 films with them for that. Spy Kid stuff. And then we won an Emmy. So we were flown over for HBO. 3 of us from K&B shop, met with the crew here in Gold Coast from J&B, and we did the special effects, the prosthetics for that, and ended up winning an Emmy, which was a great honor and a lot of fun. Difficult film, or series to work on, and outside a lot, and the blood and guts. So that was an incredible experience. What does it mean to what I do? I do prosthetics. We glue wounds onto people. Sometimes we make them look like aliens, and whatever it is that, you know, sort of is asked for by the production. So it's quite an extensive sort of thing to go into. There's life casting, which is getting a copy of someone's face, or sometimes it might be a specialty prop, which could be a knife, or a safety knife, or a soft knife, or the word props is such a vague term, but we're able to make replicas of things, and soft and hard versions of that, and things that light up, and space guns, and that's a lot of fun too. And we do specialty costumes too, so we're able to, you know, create helmets and suits and things. So we've had that opportunity lately as well. Jack Charlton and myself started a little company called Stingray Sushi Studios that encompasses a lot of those things. So that's what I've worked on. I've worked in Australia. I've been here since 2009, so I've been here for a little while. I moved here just after the Pacific. My wife is Australian, so I married her, and I came over and worked on The Loved Ones down in Melbourne, which is a kind of a notable low-budget horror film. Patrick by Mark Hartley, he directed that, and which is a remake of the original Patrick, which is incredibly crazy and fun. Up in Queensland, recently did Monster Problems for the Paramount Pictures at the new Screenland Studios in Hemet. First one's in, so we're honored to do that. That was really great. And then right after that, an independent horror film here on the Gold Coast, directed by Josh Hale, that was just in the Gold Coast Film Festival. So that was great too. So we went from creating, you know, post-apocalyptic weapons all the way to independent horror film doing some really visceral blood and guts sort of injuries and kills, which is always fun to do, to go do post-apocalyptic and then do a splatter film. Love that stuff. I like the role that I do because of the variety of things that I get to do. From job to job, from commercial to commercial even. Sometimes I get commercial work, and I'll be working on an instant scratcher commercial, which could be, you know, a fun little prop gag where a cup might leak. You might have seen that. Or the RACQ jobs where you see the guys do the little wand and the little drawing everywhere. So that's the little wand that they do is one of mine. And variety, I just can't beat the variety. Always something new, always something different. Sometimes you go back to things you've done before, but always a twist. So it'll never be the same. Never same throat slash, never the same prop weapon, always different. And some of the techniques are the same, but always sort of the same, or the variety is what it's about. So I'm looking to try to produce my own things, whether it's a short or a feature or a music video or a stop motion animation. I have all these things sort of written out like I want to do. I'm hoping that I get to them. Right now I have my own studio here and I teach at night, so I have a lot of fun teaching students how to do advanced prosthetics, and I have a course called Bloodlines, Bladders, and Blow-Up Heads that teaches students how to do, you know, blood effects and all that things for the films. And I still enjoy doing that, and I teach that at night, and that's part of my giving back in a bit, but it is a little bit of a business as well. So I see myself sort of still teaching the effects side of stuff, but I also see myself producing. I can't get away from being a creative. It's always going to be in me, no matter what I do, even if it's, you know, a normal person's job. I still have to be creative doing it. But I've been doing this for 25 years, and I love living on the Gold Coast and working in Queensland in the film industry. It's been, it's been a blessing. I've had a lot more opportunity here than ever. So yeah, it's been really great.